Good evening and welcome to tonight's podcast. Awesome. It's a brand new endeavor. Go ahead.
Where we talk about things that are awesome.
So we had an opportunity to listen to some other podcasts, and they were discussing things that were awesome in their life and sort of waxing nostalgic about different things, and we were discussing some awesome stuff that has happened to us. So we thought maybe we might go for it. Go for some awesome.
Yeah.
So John, you mentioned that your brother, your half brother,
Yes.
Tyler, digs pepperoni.
Oh yeah, he ate a whole package of the things, like one of those little things of mini pepperonis.
Yeah.
That you can get at like Walmart. He ate a whole package of those in like 10 minutes.
Right. So I was going to share I've got two awesome things tonight, so I'm cheating already. But I was going to share one of my awesome things is pepperoni. Not just pepperoni, but one of my favorite things is that giant pepperoni. I'm holding up my hands now and making a giant circle. You can't hear it on the podcast, but it's like, imagine in your mind salami and then like a slice of, a round chunk of bologna, that big. When I was a kid, there was a grocery store up the street, and I caught the bus to high school. So starting in ninth grade. So how old was I in the ninth grade? How old are you?
I'm 15.
So in the ninth grade, you're 14 years old?
About, yeah.
Yeah. Do you like pepperoni?
Yeah, I like pepperoni. Mostly put it on pizza because that's where...
Well, that's where pepperoni loves to live, on pizza, right?
Mm-hmm. A good bread, cheese, tomato sauce.
Yeah, that's right. So have you ever noticed that any combination of those things is delicious?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Because noodles really are just bread, right?
Basically, it's made of the same stuff.
Yeah, you didn't bake it, you boiled it. So it's bread, noodles, and meat and red stuff. Back to the pepperoni, though, before I get completely off track. So maybe this should be awesome with ADD. I don't know. Because, you're official, and I should have been. But in the 70s, they didn't declare that you had ADD. They just slapped you. So get back to work, kid.
Yeah.
There's no drugs, no therapy, no warm, fuzzy discussions. It's just like, what's wrong with you? Anyway, pepperoni.
Yeah.
So let's talk about pepperoni. So this little grocery store had a deli in it, and it was nothing fancy, just a meat counter and a slicer and stuff, but they would make a sandwich, and you could order it up. And I would get a pepperoni, American cheese, and mayonnaise sandwich.
So it's kind of like a Subway.
No, man, the Subway is like super high class compared to this deal. This was like, a dry goods store with a meat counter.
Oh.
You don't even imagine the family center.
Mm-hmm.
The local farm and home store.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you walk to the back, and to the left of the feed and water troughs, there was a meat counter near the back door, so they could throw the scraps outside for the cats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So imagine that circumstance. And so I would get a pepperoni, American cheese, and mayonnaise sandwich, which they wound up putting on the menu because of me.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it was just you could just get a lunch meat sandwich, but there was such a specific, and I wanted double meat. You know me, I'm not going to fool around. I did not want 3 slices of salami. I wanted I'm holding up my hands again with a big stack of pepperoni. So anyhow, it's a double pepperoni, American cheese and mayo, if I'm honest. But how much do you think that cost in 1982 or 3?
$3 or $4?
$1.45.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, $1.45. So I could take my lunch money, which the lunch allowance I think to buy lunch at the cafeteria was $1.30 or something like that, and my mother would frequently give me $2. So sometimes I would skip lunch at lunchtime and just go hang with the guys. I would save enough change to get a milk or something. And I would have a pepperoni sandwich for breakfast while I waited for the bus.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I also, on several occasions, I would wait and use my lunch money to buy the pepperoni sandwich after lunch.
You rode the bus?
Yeah, bus.
Gross. I like walking. There's less annoying people and, more of not annoying people. And by not annoying people, I mean nobody at all.
So instead of an abundance of people, whether they be annoying or not annoying, there's an absence of people.
Yeah, and around this area, nobody's really walking to school except me and a few other people who I never talk to.
That's a shame.
They're on the, usually on the other side of the road, and I like me time.
So you're okay with me time?
Yes, very.
Was I done talking about pepperoni?
Were you?
I don't know. I'm uncertain. Where did we get off track with walking to school and I lost track of the pepperoni? Oh, pepperoni is one of my awesome things.
Yes, you've
That's
mentioned
right.
this.
So, nostalgia. Pepperoni sandwiches from my youth.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is the more current love of pepperoni that occurs with the delicious pizza that we alluded to earlier.
Yes.
So what was your awesome thing for today?
Well, my awesome thing is recently, two of my mother's cats both had a litter of 3 kittens, and they've been doing pretty good, but I just wanted to talk about baby cats, because a kitten is the most pure thing in the universe.
Baby kitty.
Yes, baby kitties.
Itty baby teeny tiny little clauses.
They're itty bitty,
Meow.
they have knives on their feet, and they
Meow.
make squeak noises.
They're teeny little knives, teeny little clear knives, and they stab you. They just reach out, and I'm reaching out to touch John with little pretend kitten claws.
Little needles.
Needles.
But other than the feet knives...
Foot knives, that's good stuff.
Foot knives, yes.
Foot knives.
I was watching them run around in the living room at my mother's house, and they're so cute, running around just bouncing. They kind of hop. I'm not sure why kittens do this, but they sort of bounce around instead of actually walking.
Bounding.
Yeah,
they bound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I left bounding behind many pounds ago. I haven't done a lot of bounding. You could probably bound if you really tried. Kind of bounce from place to place. Yeah. I would need orthopedic surgery if I did a whole lot of bounding.
Oof.
Yeah, ankle replacements or something would happen. No bounding. I'm a big guy, in case you didn't know. I'm not doing any bounding. But back to the kittens.
Yes. Also, just holding them in your lap as they just curl up and fall asleep. It's so warm and they're so soft. And I remember a very long time ago, like a year or two now, one of our cats had a litter. There was 3 cats. We gave 2 of them away to good homes, but we kept one of them. And it was very, very fun to watch this tiny little, gross looking rat kitten, honestly, turn into this beautiful, chill cat that I now hang out with on a daily basis. Her name is Sabrina, and I love her.
So how old is Sabrina?
Like a year and a half, I believe.
And you got to raise her from a kitten?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Kittens are definitely awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would say that kittens were awesome.
Neat. So I have a second awesome thing today for our premiere episode of Awesome. John and Kent talk about awesome things.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound like a good name? Awesome. John and Kent randomly discuss awesome things.
Kind of wordy.
So maybe we should call it just awesome.
Probably.
And then is there a description?
Yeah.
On the pod? So
many podcasts have a tagline, kind of like Sawbones, marital tour of misguided medicine.
So what would you call our tagline? We need to create a tagline. To be fully cool, the awesome podcast needs a tagline. How about John and Kent discuss awesome things? Kent and John discuss awesome things randomly for at least 15 minutes. So
How long have we been going now?
I have no idea, but you don't want to break the third wall. Or is that a wall? Talking to the people on the other side of the microphone like a movie.
Well,
We could do like Ferris Bueller's Day Off and have a conversation with the
just
people, the listeners.
insert a third character who just randomly narrates what's happening.
You know what drives me crazy?
What?
It's Not Awesome. So this is a different podcast, the Not Awesome podcast. When people who really don't have a lot of followers or maybe even aren't really worthy of liking a whole lot, get on Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram and post things like, oh, a big shout out to JCPenney for my brand new jeans with their amazing hem. I got them on sale. How slick that they hooked me up with some new jeans. Acting like net influencers, like someone cares.
Yeah.
But of course, we're making a podcast about not much at all and assuming that somebody might care. I don't know. I have another awesome thing. Shall I go with that?
Yes, please.
All right. Did you have a thought?
Not really.
You couldn't see it on the microphone, but he was like, interesting. I might say something. And then it was like, no. Sort of like a plane taking off. It's climbing, and
And it fell
fiery
into the
crash.
scow.
Yeah, it's just done. So
Did
anyway,
I say scow? Good word. Good wording, John.
scowl. That could be one of the awesome things for the podcast.
Scowling.
No, the word of the day. We could randomly type in an A and then a B and see what pops up on Google, and whatever that word is could be something we talk about. If you are out, we're going to put this on Facebook. So if you're out there and you're listening to this silly podcast, and you have an idea for something we should discuss for, randomly for 15 minutes, be sure and share. Let us know. I'm sure it will be, my sister or my coworkers or your friends or, people we know.
I'm not sure if any of my friends follow you on Facebook. I don't even know.
Yeah, but they follow you, don't they?
I don't go on Facebook very often, so there's not much on there.
Snapchat?
I don't think John Parker has a flip phone.
Instagram?
No.
Email?
I mean, we text each other.
So what you're saying is that you're not going to be adding a whole lot of audience to the podcast attempt.
Not really. No.
No, that's okay. You just bring all the personality.
Mm-hmm.
All of it.
Not all of it.
All of it,
You're
yeah.
here too.
I'm a vacuum person. I'd suck up personality. Yeah. I'm just a
What was your other awesome
a
thing?
black hole into which awesomeness is sucked in. Intake.
Yes, intake.
I went to Edgar School, so I can make up words. My third grade teacher, Mrs. Bollmeyer. Shout out to Mrs. Bollmeyer. I didn't pay attention. I did a poor job in grammar. But anyway, my second awesome thing, I'm going to enjoy some right now. Here I go.
Yes, that'll be very good in people's ears.
Delicious.
Thank you, Dad.
One of the most awesome things. And I'm going to have another drink. And it's the forbidden fruit. Because I'm not supposed to drink sugary soda drinks. It's the McDonald's Coke.
Specifically from McDonald's?
Specifically from McDonald's. It's the nectar of wonderfulness.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. If you want to send me a check, Walmart, I am accepting contributions. However, did I say Walmart?
Yes, you did.
Let's try that again. If you'd like to send me a check, kind people at McDonald's, I would gladly accept one. However, I doubt that happens. But
Yeah.
at least in our little town of Rolla, Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're doing right, because I promise our McDonald's, and we're not big enough to have multiple McDonald's. Kind of. There's one on the fringes of town at the truck stop. Does that count?
I don't think that counts.
So 1.5. It's like a half bath in a fancy house.
Yeah, we have 1.5 McDonald's.
1.5 McDonald's. There was a day, back in my day, We had 3.
Wait, really? 3?
Yeah, there was a McDonald's inside,
The Walmart,
The Walmart.
right? Yeah, I remember that, but I still don't think that would be 3.
and there wasn't there another McDonald's over in that strip mall next to Staples? No, that was a Subway.
Yeah, that was a Subway.
So we've lost half a McDonald's over the years. We went from 2 McDonald's to 1 McDonald's. 1.5 McDonald's, I mean.
Yeah.
So the second awesome thing officially that I'm going to talk about tonight is the McDonald's Coke from the Rolla McDonald's. And I don't know if they have their syrup out of adjustment, but the soda's always ice cold. It's always super fizzy. I'm going to have another drink now. Say something while I drink.
That's what... Also, before we talk about McDonald's Coke,
Describe my face as I enjoy the amazing Coke.
you're just sort of staring at me blankly. But real quick, mini awesome McDonald's Sprite. I don't know what's up with that, but it kind of tastes like if Static was a soda, but in a good way. I don't know how else to explain this, but it's a very odd sensation to drink a McDonald's Sprite, but I love it.
What just happened? My mind is blown by this amazing description, your amazing descriptive capacity. Let's say that more like theatrically. I believe it tastes like static in a straw.
But in a good way.
But in a good way. You got to throw in that. Because static frequently is kind of sparky and ouchy.
Yes. I mean, soda does give you that feeling down the inside of your throat sometimes.
So let's analyze this thought, though, for just a second. Are you saying that it's like foamy and fluffy in your face and sort of explodes in your mouth? Or are you saying it's electrically acidifying and bzzz the mouth?
Well, they're not... It's not Pop Rocks. It's a soda.
Right? So
So
how does it qualify as static?
I don't know. It's just... Static is just like...
Another
if
drink
we're talking
of
about
the nectar.
audio static or video static, either one, it's just sort of a wall of noise or random pixels. But it's like just sweetness. Just like... It's just sweet. It doesn't really taste like anything except good.
It tastes like goodness.
Yeah, it's a weird thing it's hard to describe, but I like it. Anyway, the McDonald's Coke.
Awesome thing number 2 for me. So that covers it. Here we are. It's the 20th of June. It's kind of late. We got a while here to do this. It's what, like 11 something?
Yeah, this was just sort of a on a whim thing.
So podcast number 1, awesome things with Kent and John. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for spending 18 minutes and 17 seconds of your life enjoying our random and pointless conversation. Isn't that amazing, John?
Yes, this really was just a conversation train wreck.
Interestingly, I don't think it's horrible.
No, me neither.
Tell us if it's horrible.
Yeah,
Have a
if
wonderful
it's
day.
bad, we won't do it again.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was bad. I think it's kind of like listening to a train wreck.
Yes.
Or have you ever watched the train go by? And you didn't really have to, but you were just like staring at the train.
And it's very loud.
And yeah, you can't help but listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we enlightened anybody or changed the world, but...
We did talk about soda and cats.
And pepperoni.
Mm-hmm, and pepperoni.
Have a wonderful night.
Do you think McDonald's pizza will ever be a thing?
Don't they make pizza? Didn't they have pizza for a while?
I don't think so.
Pizza and
Anyway.
rib sandwiches.
See you later.
Have a wonderful night. It's John and Kent signing out.